Heather Dawson, and it's a pleasure bringing you the best of California every week on our show. Now let's check in with Audra Stafford, who met the puppets from Beauty and the Beast on the Disney Dream cruise ship.
Some of the biggest stars of Beauty and the Beast here aboard the Disney Dream aren't very big at all. But creating them was no small task. Just ask this guy here, Jeff Conover, the puppet designer.
How are you?
And you've got Lumiere here.
Yes, I do. We've got Lumiere, we've got Cogsworth, and
Mrs.
Chip
Potts
and
and
Mrs.
Chip.
Yep.
And they really do look like they just jumped right off the screen and onto the stage.
Yeah, and we've made some minor modifications, to help them read a little bit more from the house. We simplified Lumiere's face and made him much easier to read, blew up some of his features, made his eyes bigger, his mouth bigger. And we did the same thing actually with Cogsworth and Potts and Chip as well. But they still, retain the character design of what audiences are accustomed to seeing from the film.
Wait and see a few days more. There may be something there that wasn't there before.
When these puppets first appear on the stage and they look at you, just like Lumiere is looking at me right now,
Yes.
the audience just goes crazy.
Yeah.
What is that like for you?
It's great, I mean, the films help us, right? There's an expectation from the audience. They already are in love with these characters, but I think the stage version, we really take it to that next level. There's a real emotional connection that I think catches guests off guard. I find myself choking up, and I've seen this thing run a million times already, but I still get choked up because the performances are so authentic and real and immersive.
It is pretty spectacular, I have to agree with you. I got the chance to see it and I was just blown away. You can see it too, but only here aboard the Disney Dream. From outside the Walt Disney Theater, I'm Audra Stafford.
Thank you.
It's no secret homelessness is a serious issue across the country, even in the wealthiest areas of California. Reporter Crystal Frambrini takes us inside Orange County's Skid Row.
We are right by Angel Stadium in Orange County. More than 1,000 people supposedly have set up their tents here. Authorities, local officials have been trying to shut this down, been doing raids, and we're here just to check it out to see what's going to happen with this area, where are people going to go. There might be an opening. This is right next to preferred parking for Angel Stadium. All right. Okay. So, Alexander, what are you doing down here?
Preparing for battle.
It looks like there's camps within the camps. Angels camp.
Burning Man for poor people.
Completely. Burning Man for poor people. What's your dog's name?
Dolly.
Dolly. How is it like living here as a female?
It's pretty scary. It's a little world down here.
Have you had any incidences with authorities trying to take down the tents?
Yeah, not mine though, because I'm like but they took down the one next door. They ripped down everything and threw it away right in front of me.
What's your goal?
Just to get housing and to get on my feet and, go back to work.
Yeah. Do you have family around here?
My son went to go live with his dad.
She's so cute.
My mom, she lives down the street.
In a house? Or?
Yeah.
Does she know that you're here?
Yeah, she does. She's not happy about it. I looked for work for like a year and I just gave up. I just got like severely depressed. So
It's hard.
it's hard.
It's really hard out there.
And then, you drive by all the homeless, like, at the park or something, you're like, I'll never get to that, and then you get to that.
So we're gonna get a tour of where she's been living for the last 6 months. This is the entryway. This is like the porch. Let's go inside. And this is where she lives. She's working on putting carpet down. She has a twin-size bed. These are all her belongings. There's a lot of flies in here right now.
I'm in depression.
You're depressed?
Yeah.
So these things like putting on your makeup, painting your nails, it helps you get out of your depression.
Yeah.
What about dating? You're a pretty girl.
Yeah, all the guys come over and ask, like, bring me food or
Oh, you got suitors.
Yeah, and they'll like ask me out.
Oh, that's sweet of you. Thank you.
Very sweet. He's very sweet.
You seem to me like you have a lot of pride.
I do.
Yeah. And maybe asking for support is not the easiest thing to do for you.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. And so have you gone to the point of like, were you standing on the road and asking people for money and food?
No, I won't do that. I won't do that.
She has all her clothes. That's like her closet right there, neatly lined up. It's hard. Nice to meet you. What's up with the knife? Is it protection? Is it for food? How's this work?
This is a knife someone just gave me. It was my place. It's pressured me out of here. You don't have to leave till such and such.
Where are you gonna go?
My friend has to turn himself in. He has to do a year. He wants me to watch his place while he's in.
So that works out. Not for him, but for you. And he's been here for almost 2 years, and he said that he's stuck.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Hey, I'm alive.
Oh, that's good. Do you mind if we talk to you? How long have you been here for?
Close to 3 years.
3 years. Why did you have to move out here?
I lost a job remodeling houses because we finished the job, so there was no more work. And my brother ended up losing his job, so we just lost the house that we were in, and we were here.
Are these bikes stolen?
No, so I really don't mess with stolen bikes. I try not to. And yeah, if someone comes by and says, hey, that's my bike that was stolen from me, I usually give it back.
How much do you sell the bikes for?
But I can sell a bike anywhere from $20 to $120.
I don't have any cash on me, but I have to say I am tempted on buying a bike. There's a lot of politics going on with the situation, a lot of red tape. The people behind us are from the city of Orange County. They didn't want to be filmed. Essentially, they're social workers that are here 7 days a week trying to support and provide services to the people here to get them out and also to get them off the streets.
If you'd like to help, please visit the GoFundMe page and go to our blog and website. Coming up, we've got in our studio Tim Murphy of Rebounders, ready to chat with us about safety first, plus see why I Can Only Imagine is sweeping the box office, and a trip to medieval times. Rebounders is an international chain of family entertainment centers made for children and their parents to have fun together. But safety comes first at these facilities. Joining us in the studio is Chief Executive Officer of Rebounders Family Entertainment Centers, Tim Murphy. Thank you so much for joining us.
Heather, thank you for having me here.
And tell me a little bit about Rebounders. What is that?
Well, Rebounders is a family entertainment center started with trampoline parks. That's where the initial happenings of Rebounders came from about 10 years ago. It's a 10-year-old chain. We started to create new patents on the trampolines, and then we morphed into where we are today with family entertainment centers. When I say family entertainment centers, it's many more things: Ninja Warrior courses, virtual reality, video arcades, zip lines, indoor go-karts, electric go-karts. We've really just changed the whole new dynamics of a fun center for families.
Well, I have 3 daughters, and I know how important it is to keep them active. So was that kind of part of not just something to do, but to stay healthy as well?
Well, absolutely. And that's kind of the difference between a lot of fun centers. Fun centers, it might be just riding rides or watching video arcades and things of that nature. It's really trying to get them active. When you're on a trampoline, you are moving constantly. So it is a lot of fun from that point of view. The Ninja Warrior courses, you are constantly moving, you're using your strength and trying to get through a course. Dodgeball that we do, the air basketball, the high jump onto an airbag, so it's a lot of fun.
And staying healthy is important to you personally.
Absolutely, absolutely. I've lost 50 pounds. I've run 19 marathons, fulls and halves.
Right.
It's a lot of miles on your feet, you know.
Yes.
But it's really to say, okay, how do I take care of myself as I progress in age? You know, those are things that I want to make sure, you know, I take care of myself both from eating, but also being active, and hence working with Rebounders has just been fantastic.
So sometimes people hear the word trampoline, but I understand this is something that's very safe.
Absolutely, if it's done correctly. Over 95% of all trampoline parks use what we've designed on how a trampoline park stays safe.
And it's expanding.
The industry itself is growing. We're expanding. We have 10. We have 5 more that are going to be built in the next 12 to 15 months, and that's just starting out in the last 4 months. So we're really starting to see some major momentum. We're international. We're down in Panama City, Panama. 9 here in the United States. Our next one's opening up in Sacramento, California, and they're not small. They're large.
Well, this is exciting for you. I mean, I know that you've done a lot of restaurants and family entertainment in general. I mean, how do you like working on this project?
Oh, this just brings everything together. I've spent 30 years with 120 plus brands and 8,500 locations. It's really neat to be able to take entertainment and restaurants and put them together. We're going after the Dave & Buster's of the world, the Top Golfs of the world. We want to be able to segue family with adult. Predominantly most that I just mentioned, there are adult-based companies. We want to take the Chuck E. Cheese's, the Sky Zones, and mirror that with what we're doing in the larger facilities. Why is that? Well, obviously the revenue can be higher, profitability is higher, but there's a lot more opportunities to be a good flagship in the family entertainment space.
Well, I am your demographic, so I can't wait to test one out. Thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure.
And coming up next, you don't want to go away because we have the stars from I Can Only Imagine that is sweeping the box office, plus so much more in the Best of Entertainment. Stay with us. I Can Only Imagine has swept the box office, and our very own Jeremiah Hartwig finds out why as he talks to the directing team, John and Andy Irwin, the brothers' 4th feature film, and it's based on Mercy Me's #1 hit song of the same title. Jeremiah?
Thank you, Heather. I got a chance to talk to Bart Millard of Mercy Me, the songwriter of I Can Only Imagine. Let's take a look at my interview.
Just kind of happened. Took about 10 minutes, I guess.
Bart, you didn't write this song in 10 minutes. Took a lifetime. How'd you do this?
I Can Only Imagine is now the most played radio single in Christian music history. The movie by the same name brings to life the true story behind the song written by Bart Millard of the band Mercy Me.
I grew up in a broken home. My parents divorced when I was 3, and my dad was incredibly abusive for most of my childhood, and then my freshman year in high school, he was diagnosed with cancer, and I was given kind of a front row seat to see this man go from being a monster to someone who was just desperately and passionately in love with Jesus. So much so that by the time he passed away my freshman year in college, not only was he my best friend, but he was the godliest man I ever knew, and the kind of dad I wanted to be like whenever I grew up. And so I used to write the phrase, I can only imagine, everything I can get my hands on, thinking about him being in a better place. And years later, I'm in the band and we're looking to write one more song for independent record. And I'm going through my journal and I'm trying to find a blank page to write lyrics, and every page had I Can Only Imagine written on it some way in shape or form. And at first I was frustrated, then I was like, all right, I get it, God. And so wrote the song, and it was special to me, but had no idea the impact it was going to have on people. I never would have thought that we'd be here 18, 19 years later talking about a movie, that's for sure.
The film features an all-star cast including Dennis Quaid, country music legend Trace Adkins, and Cloris Leachman, as well as faith-based director John Irwin, who was inspired to get involved with this story.
It's kind of one of those things that found us. Bart and I connected as friends just by chance, invited him to a screening of one of our other films, and afterwards he talked to us and said, I don't know if you know this, but some people have been developing the life story for the past 5 years. Would love for you guys to consider directing it. And I said, well, I don't know if you know this, but they sent us the script this morning. And it was just, kind of fate that kind of brought us all together. And as we knew the song, we loved the song, and it's, it's not just an audience we're trying to reach, we are the audience. We love this music. But, to step into it and hear the story behind the song and the powerful father-son redemption, it's the kind of stuff that you dream about, and just the power of music.
There's a couple of messages that Bart wants people to leave the theater with after seeing I Can Only Imagine.
There's a couple of messages, one is that I want people to walk away, and I'm sure we all have people in our lives that we've written off thinking there's no hope for, that they're too far gone, or God can't reach them, and maybe we think that way of ourselves. But if this movie's just a reminder that, hey, as long as we're breathing, our story's still being written, and so we don't know how it's going to turn out, but there's always reason to hope.
Bringing you the best of entertainment, I'm Jeremiah Hartwig.
Medieval Times in Buena Park has been around for over 3 decades, and now history is being made as a queen is ready to take center stage.
I'm here at Medieval Times in Buena Park, and for the first time in the show's 34-year history, a female has been cast in the leading role. This queen is ready to take back her throne.
Our guests await the entertainment.
The city of Buena Park has hosted Medieval Times since June of 1986. The show has gone through many incarnations over the years, and the new queen, Alexa Moffo, wants to inspire a new generation of guests.
Just knowing that I'm going to be a very strong presence for girls, boys, everybody in general, it's very amazing and a wonderful feeling.
Medieval Times changes their show about every 4 to 5 years. It's up to show director Lee Cordner to conceive new ideas that will engage audiences.
It answers a lot of our customers' requests to see women in a stronger, more powerful role in the show. Also more action in the show, so we've added more jousting and more sword fighting. But it was time. I think the king we'd run all the plot devices past his crown that we could do, and this has been a refreshing change.
Stunt director Timothy Baker believes that the patrons in Buena Park are unique. He says they provide a lively atmosphere that is sometimes rarely seen at the 8 other Medieval Times locations.
When you get this energy from a California West Coast crowd that goes to the sand and then comes from the sand back to, it flies around the room and something happens and people get caught up.
Bringing you the best of California from Buena Park, I'm Jonathan Camus.
Hi everyone, I'm Lisa Spalla with Coast to Coast. And did you know it's American Cheese Month? That's right, it's the perfect time to create artisan cheese bites with pairings to kick up any of your spring or summer parties. And to share more about it is cookbook author, recipe developer, and food writer Maricel Salazar, who is partnering with Wisconsin Cheese. Hey Maricel.
Hi Lisa, thank you so much for having me. We get to talk cheese today.
I cannot wait. But first, can you tell us your secret to creating a memorable gathering?
I mean, every person is going to walk away from your party talking about the cheeses that you served. And of course, the answer is cheese. It is American Cheese Month, like you said, coming up this May. I am so proud to have partnered with Wisconsin, the state of cheese, who actually makes almost half of our nation's specialty cheeses. They have over 600 cheese varieties, which frankly blew my mind. I mean, cheese just makes the world a happier, tastier place. So head on over to your local grocery store, look for the Proudly Wisconsin cheese badge on packaging or the Welcome to Wisconsin campaign, and I think we're about to find your next favorite cheese pairing today.
Oh my gosh, I'm already getting so hungry. That was great. What is like a tasty recipe you can share with us today?
It's spring. I love using fresh ingredients and rich flavors like this Bel Gioioso burrata. I like to pair this Wisconsin beauty with some blackberries, granola, a fresh sprig of mint. I actually ate this for breakfast. It is a perfect daytime bite with higher protein. I am a classic cheese girl. I love cheddar, and I have been obsessed with a Wisconsin cheddar. We're working with a 15-year-old aged cheddar from Wisconsin. Put it on dilly bean, add some almond, and then fried onions. Now, for a little bit of a more unique bite with international flair, without having to travel, check out the Wisconsin Odyssey Feta style cheese. Now, it's made from cow's milk, has a creamy flavor and a mild texture, but the traditional tang. Use this with a pear slice. Add a smear of citrus ginger jam. Crumble a feta on top, microgreens for a pop of colors. I have a sweet tooth, so I was never gonna leave this out. Wisconsin's Wood River Cheddar Gruyere. They took cheddar, they took Gruyere. They smashed it together in a fusion and aged it for nutty, sweet notes. This is perfect on a Biscoff cookie with some sour cherry jam and a fresh sprig of rosemary.
Yum and yum, I'm in.
I'm in too, we got
more. Yeah, where can we get more information on all of this yumminess?
Oh, I mean, y'all need to head over to wisconsincheese.com for more recipes, learn more about Wisconsin's cheesemakers and some excellent pairings. Follow them on social at Wisconsin Cheese or check us out in your local grocery store. We are in 98% of stores nationwide. Just look for that Proudly Wisconsin Cheese badge.
Maricel, I'm here for it all. I think I'm going to go to the grocery store right now and get my cheeses to start my party soon. Thank you so much. We appreciate the time. And for Coast to Coast with Maricel, I'm Lisa Spalla.
Thank you.
And that's it for us. If you missed any part of our show, go to our website. We'll see you next time.